All right, welcome back. Back nine action, Spin TV's same day coverage of the lead card women from the 2019 European Open Round 2. I'm Nate Perkins. I'm joined here with four-time world champion Paige Pierce.
Thank you to the PDJ and to Spin TV for making this happen. I'm excited to be on this card with...
Yeah, you're holding down the lead.
Yeah, so far with Henna Blomroos, Catrina
Couple strokes
Allen.
back of you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Kristin Tattar. You know, last time I played against all these women on the same card, it was in a 5-way playoff for first place in a tournament. So this is pretty exciting.
Playoff?
Yeah.
In
with
Europe?
Evelina. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, Skellefteå Open last year. We had a 5-way playoff. It was
That's
exciting.
legendary. Oh my goodness. I didn't know that. All right, hole 10. Soccer field hole. We are getting into the back nine. I mean, this is completely different than any hole that we've played thus far on the front. OB everywhere. You need 120 meters of distance at least to get into the prime position to attack this green.
Catrina's going to go with her D2 here. This is her most overstable distance driver. She kind of turns around in disappointment. She knows she put this one too wide to attack her second shot, but she still should be in a good position for the 4.
All right, and you're going big perp.
Yeah.
Overstable defender.
Yep, this is my most overstable defender. We kind of feel a little wind here. It's a tricky hole because we don't feel wind right on the tee, but we know there's wind out there, and it's kind of keeping our disc a little bit straighter for longer.
Ton of airspace too.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty downhill from this tee to the landing zone.
Henna
and
up
here
next.
we get to see Henna unleash. I mean, she, correct me if I'm wrong, but she's the second furthest throwing woman.
I would completely agree with
right
that.
Right behind you. I don't know if anyone else
agree.
is getting close to what she's hitting on a golf line.
And definitely not on a golf line.
Yeah.
Not even close. And she's
got me by 10 meters for sure.
She actually asked me today, what is your farthest throw? And I'm just like, why? You coming for me?
Yeah, she's definitely coming for you. You are her favorite player. I had the pleasure of playing with her last week, and she definitely models her game after you. She tries to throw like you, so I definitely think she's coming for you.
That one, she just put a little bit too wide with her slotty. You know, she's going to be taking an OB penalty and having to rethrow from about halfway down the green there. Catrina decides to lay up after that, and honestly, she wasn't really in a position to attack it anyway.
Yeah, and neither was Henna. Henna was pretty far out of position.
Yeah, she was far back, but at least she had an open look. I thought to myself, you know, that's one of those moments where you may go for it, but it takes a huge shot, and I admire the confidence in her own game to go for that.
So you're going mid-range again. That's your verdict?
Yes, it is. I didn't put this one as wide, but I tried to get it a little bit higher so I could get closer to pin high, but I was obviously more left today than I was yesterday. Catrina now with a standstill.
Yeah, she's going standstill from there. That's a still a 70-meter shot that she has left. That's a pretty big standstill shot.
Yeah. Henna, she's throwing her Sparta from here. This is her straight
right
to overstable putter.
Yeah, in the bullseye.
She feels good with this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a
in the
big
bullseye.
shot. That's a skinny green. Pretty windy.
Kristin, after going OB, is going harp sidearm down the fence line, looking for it to hyzer in, but just doesn't have quite enough height, so she's going to be left just outside the circle.
Wow. Putting downhill. You can go OB on this putt.
Doesn't commit.
Very timid putt right there. Misses low left side. Catrina still with a little left for her par save.
Little high left. That was one of those ones that could have stuck probably.
Yeah,
but
it looked like it was like just in front, just on the front side of those chains. So you're going to the knee. You kind of broke down in the last 9. Why you do this? You want to be more level with the chains, putting directly at them.
Yeah, that way my stroke doesn't change at all.
Birdie. You're picking up strokes on everyone. You're picking up 2 on Henna, 2 on Kat, and 2 on Kristin.
Yeah, honestly, if you can stay in bounds on this hole, it's pretty big.
Yeah, this is the biggest swing we've seen yet on this lead card.
And we're moving into the most difficult par 3 I think I've ever played.
Yeah, you had mentioned yesterday during the commentary that you don't think that you've ever threed this hole.
I've never landed safe
never
off
landed
the
safe.
tee.
You might have made a putt once upon a time, but never landed safe. Yeah, I see a lot of red flags raised on this hole 11 par 3, 120 meters, and there really isn't a super safe way to throw this hole.
Yeah, and honestly, the fattest part of the hole is the attack.
That's safe. There's a first time for everything.
Yep.
And you have found the 1 or 2 meters of OB in between the sidewalk and the pond.
You know, like if you decide to lay up on this hole, the layup is the skinniest part of the green. So it almost forces you to go for it. But then you challenge that pond that Catrina almost went in, but she stays safe with her D2.
And Henna, she's 4 back. You think she's ripping this one?
Absolutely. This is her razory. This is her best disc she has in her bag.
Starts hyzering,
beautifully thrown. Beautifully thrown.
Gets a little love from that birch right there, and she's going to be inbounds just outside of the 10-meter circle.
You know, hyzer flip to flat, stays forward for a minute, and then hyzer's back again.
Are we about to go 4 inbounds right here?
No, this is Kristin St. Pro. So, you know, she let it go great, but with that late flip on the fairway driver, it's going to go OB, and
look at the
she's going to have
shot that she has to try and attempt from right there. She tries to go spike hyzer over the trees and just
doesn't put it wide enough.
Yeah, just a little too inside. That's such an interesting place to be on this hole.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah,
never seen it. So
really
I just
difficult.
decided to lay up there. No reason to go for that. I could hardly even see the basket. Catrina, same thing there. Henna, on the other hand, has a putt for 2 if she wants to commit to this. I'm not sure if she was running it or laying it up, but either way, easy 3.
A little further than I thought. It was more like an 18-meter putt.
Kristin gave that one some power. She's trying to save her 5, but she's going to be settling for a 6, unfortunately, with 2 OBs.
Yeah, it's just not Kristin's day. The beast is really showing its teeth.
Yeah, but we are about to take a long walk over to some wooded holes. This is Kristin's strong suit. She's a really good straight thrower, and, you know, we'll see. And she also has such a good mental game. We'll see if she can turn things around here on this 12th hole.
Yeah, back into the woods. Par 4, 168 meters. You got a little bit of OB left. You need to punch it straight, fly this hill, and start drifting back to the right. Right here's the ideal landing zone to give you a hyzer into the green. A little bit of a tricky green as well. You've got a big thick tree that likes to collect a lot of discs on the right, and it kind of slopes down toward a little creek right there where there's not a lot of putts from.
So I'm throwing my convict on a hyzer flip, letting it flip over to the right. Kind of tickle some of those branches though, and filter off to the left in that tree. Same story as yesterday, kind of. Catrina looking to correct on her roller from yesterday, and absolutely does.
That looks great.
Gorgeous shot.
Yeah, that's an ideal way to attack this hole. She's going to be in prime position for a hyzer approach.
Henna now throwing her slatey. A little bit too sharp and low.
Turned, yep.
Kristin, bet you can guess it. St. Pro.
Yeah, she really likes that disc, huh?
Yeah, a little bit too tight there, but she gets a decently beneficial kick. She's still going to be in the open, and she's going fortress from here, which is an overstable fairway. She's just trying to get towards the spotter and then get up and down from there for the par. This is a hard one to 3. It really is.
And Henna wasn't actually in that bad of a spot. She had that window right there. and she has all the power that she needs to just hit that on hyzer and get all the way up for the birdie. Catrina's got somewhat of a low ceiling shot right here. I'm assuming she's going driver.
Wow, beautifully thrown.
Yeah.
I believe this might actually be her M3.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah, she's got 5 meters left for her birdie 3. And you're pitching out. Was that your second shot right there that you just pitched out?
Yeah, I decided to just kind of pitch out to past that tree and play for the par.
Henna with a good hyzer approach from her knee. And there's that same Marshall. This one's a little high, needs to sit down. Yeah, it's going to be 4 or 5 meters away for your par.
Yeah, pin high, just tucked into those bushes on the left, so maybe a scramble putt. Kristin, a little bit short, but well inside the circle. Henna just kind of put that one a little too nose down and didn't even get it high enough to hit metal, honestly.
That's another tough bogey from Kristin. And that's a good putt. It looked like some tricky footing. You had a little small window in between that down branch.
Catrina with an incredible 3. I don't know that I've ever seen a woman 3 this one, so
nice.
This is super impressive.
Yeah,
lays down a roller, low ceiling, flat shot. She throws an incredible, puts together a great hole here.
Yeah, we haven't heard a lot from her today, but that birdie definitely gets her back in the mix. She's going to take the box here on this par 4, hole 13, 182 meters. Again, we've got a very tricky technical uphill and low ceiling drive. We got back-to-back uphill drives, and you need to clear this hill right here, get past these birches here on your left to be in position to attack this green. You've got a forehand approach on this left side. More common is the hyzer approach from this right side, and the green is also a little bit tricky. It slopes down behind the green within the circle. Oh no.
A little late release there. That's Kat's M3. She just kind of shakes it off because it was a late release, but it actually got a fortunate kick just to straight in the middle of the fairway, so she won't have a hindered shot, but she is quite a bit short.
Wow, that kind of looked like it got all the way through.
Yeah, it got down through the gap. It was a little bit left side, but it got quite a way down there towards those purple pines.
Oh, that was not a good kick.
Yeah, she's going to be way left.
The harder you throw, the harder your kicks are, huh?
Kristin with the St. Pro.
Oh, look at
beautiful.
this, just sliding right over the hill.
Hyzer flip to flat, just glides right over that hill, and she's going to be in the prime landing spot. Catrina with her X3, you can kind of hear her, disappointment, but honestly, it's not in a bad spot, and she can still get up and down for her par there.
Yeah, it was a pretty routine hyzer from Catrina, so maybe she's a little upset she didn't execute, but you're right, she can totally get up and down from where she's at.
And she's only one stroke behind Henna at this point, so, with Henna hitting that early tree, having to pitch out, she could still pick up a stroke on this hole if she can get up and down from here.
And that's just an unfortunate little kick off of Christina's hyzer. I mean, that's the only tree you have to beat.
Kat with her M3 again. She puts this one nice and wide on a good line, but it just doesn't quite get enough hyzer back at the end, and she's going to be pinned high on the right side, about just outside the circle.
Wow, so your shot it went all the way through on the left side into pretty much a perfect little spot for you to throw your suspect into pretty much the bullseye.
Yeah, I didn't have good footing. I had to throw standstill, but other than that, I was in a good spot, and I just had a decently accessible approach shot from there. Catrina now to save par.
Wow, after she picks one up on you, she's going to lose 2 to you.
Ooh, and Henna connects just a little bit left side, but it goes in. She will be tapping out
That's a huge birdie. I mean, your shot was a little left side off the tee and didn't look great, but you're taking a 3.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really give up. I feel like, especially out here on the Beast, there's always an opportunity to correct after you get off the fairway and save par still, or birdie.
Yeah, saving birdie if there's such a thing. All right, hole 14. This is actually playing as the easiest hole on the course during round 2. The only hole during round 2 that played under par, played 0.1 strokes under par, and it really because there's no OB. It is a tough birdie. We only had 4 birdies on the day from the women.
This is my hybrid convict. I'm looking to go hyzer flip. Just pull it a little bit too tight and it hits that tree and stops me about actually less than halfway to the basket. Kristin, kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. She kind of early releases but she kind of gets through those trees. She could be on the backside looking at an open approach, but also will not have a chance at the 2.
Beautiful shot from Catrina. Was that her D1?
That was. She's throwing her overstable D1 on an Anheuser, and it's flying beautifully on this hole.
That's an overstable disc?
Yeah, it is.
Seems pretty beat in.
Yeah, honestly, that's one she's had in her bag since 2013, so it's gotten a little bit flippier, but yeah.
6 years?
Yeah. Henna with a great shot as well. Kristin and I laying up, and we will see if these two can connect on their birdies.
Wow. Oh, and she raises her arms to the sky. So relieved to get that one to stick. Great looking putt. And that's also a pretty good stick on that right side for a birdie. Yeah, we only had 4 birdies, and we just saw 2 of them on this lead card.
Now, like you said yesterday, UC says the tournament is not over until you get to these holes.
It doesn't start until you get to hole 15. Yeah, that's what he says, and we can both definitely understand why this is one of the most difficult holes on the course. The tee shot is so demanding. You can choose to try and cross that creek that we just flew over, or you can choose to lay up short. We're likely going to see a few layups here. Oh, and she goes short of the OB, actually. You see her putter was headed straight for that OB little corner right there. Very fortunate to land short.
Yeah, luckily she didn't have enough height on it to kind of glide over there.
And it looks like Henna is also playing for the first pocket of the inbounds.
At this point, it's super windy. She's going with her jokery, just trying to lay up. It's honestly, none of us are even thinking of it.
Taking the hat off, checking this one. Oh, it looks like it got a weird little reaction off that gravel.
Yeah, when I got up there, the spotter told me I hit the stake, actually.
No, it did.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And Kristin throwing her verdict. She threw this shot beautifully yesterday. Again, great shot.
That is such a tricky shot, Paige.
It is. I honestly think it might be worth it to go for the second landing area.
And Kat was just playing a safe hyzer to that second landing zone, and she went out of bounds in an absolutely horrible spot.
Yeah. So from here, there's no sense in me trying to round the corner. I'm just trying to play safe now and go for my bogey, laying up with my Marshall.
I really like that play right there. Not trying to bite off too much.
Kristin, a little sharp on the hyzer there, but that is the fattest part of the green, so she's going to be safe over there, and actually she's going to have a great view of the basket from there.
And Henna also just playing this one for a par. And this is not a great spot, and she chooses to not take any relief.
No, she goes
from the out of bounds.
Wide Anheuser.
So with the new rule, you can actually take as much relief as you need, and it might have given her the angle that she needed to get up and down.
Yeah, unfortunately, she goes OB again and will be putting inside the circle. Kristin does say safe. Half of her disc is inbounds, half is out of bounds. And so she'll have a putt actually for her 4.
Oh, you're doing work with that Marshall, though. Playing the beast really straight today.
Henna with her Sparta. Just outside the bullseye.
Oh, another high putt from inside the circle. That Cat's taking a number.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be tapping in for a triple bogey. That's big.
Kind of rushes that one as well. You know, a little frustration let out there, and we'll be
back inside the circle, misses.
putting for an 8 now. Henna and Kristin both card the par here and pick up a lot of strokes on Catrina and 1 stroke on myself. Probably, honestly, quite a bit on all of the field here. Hole 15 is very difficult.
Yeah, so is hole 16. Par 4, 222 meters, but we get the bunker rule. So if you go out of bounds left or out of bounds long, you're re-throwing off the tee. Once you land safe, you have to land it within this little hay bale green right here. And if you don't, you just have to keep on trying.
Yeah, the good thing about this is, though, that you do not get an OB stroke. You re-throw, but no OB stroke.
Don't know that we've ever had that rule before.
No, this is the only hole I've ever played like that. Henna does go OB, so she will re-throw immediately.
So, but she's re-throwing 2.
Yeah,
here.
and both of these are her razory. Luckily, she's bagging 2, so she can make the appropriate correction with the same disc. I really, think that this is a smart move here.
Right, and you're going wide hyzer with that purple Defender. Needs to stick. Oh yeah, that's right in the center of the fairway. Far enough for a putter approach?
Yeah, I think so. Kristin with her Defender wide and high, looking for it to swoop in so she has an easier approach. Gets a great skip as well, and she will have kind of a similar approach to what she had yesterday. Let's see if she can correct on that.
I'm very interested to see how Cat handles that quadruple bogey. I mean, that's a very big number. She lost 3 more strokes to you, but she's only 10 strokes back, and we're not even halfway done with the tournament. So it's very possible to make that up in 2 rounds.
Yeah, and she plays smart, lays up her upshot. Kristin gets on the green. This is a well-executed shot and a very good correction from yesterday's round.
Yeah, it's a big shot. Henna going with the big hyzer approach.
This is her Titan.
A
little bit long. It was a great thrown shot. I really thought it was safe. Just a little bit of a roll uphill. Very unfortunate.
Makes the correction, lands just safe.
That one was her mid-range, the Madari.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big part of this hole. When you miss, you have to go with your
Grip lock.
Oh, just a little straight with that Marshall.
Yeah, a little grip lock. You can hear me saying. But luckily I bagged 2. I know the correction I need to make. Just let it go
just
properly.
Started off a little more left. That's a big shot to be throwing a putter. Pretty awesome.
Katrina now with her
Katrina
mid.
Lays up. So Katrina lays up to make that shot that much easier for her, and she just doesn't put enough on that one.
Throws another mid. Not
Gets
much
the
of a
hay
correction
bell.
there. Kind of, honestly, pretty similar shots. Now she's reaching in her top pocket and grabbing her putting putter. This is a PA1. Quite a bit higher, more glide. And she lands in bounds on her 3rd try.
So she goes mid-range short, putter onto the green. She's going to be taking another number.
Kristin,
Oh, wow.
huge 3 here.
For birdie.
She goes par birdie on consecutive holes.
That's got to be a huge sigh of relief after the struggles that she's had this round.
And just a confident stroke, too, with that OB hay bale right behind. It was good to see her commit to that putt and hit it dead center.
That's a big putt for the par save. After missing the island, you make the correction and then hit a good 8-meter putt.
Henna will be carding a 6 on this one.
Oh, and just left side from Katrina. So she goes quadruple bogey on hole 15, triple bogey on hole 16.
So
that
Kristin
is
will
really
pick
tough
up
to
8
swallow.
strokes on her in 2 holes. And, that race for third now is getting tight. And admittedly, we are checking scores to see how Evelina's doing and, the rest of the competitors as well. And it's getting really tight, especially coming here into hole 17.
Yeah, par 3, 140 meters, sloping from right to left the entire way. We were playing this into a headwind during round 2. We saw Kristin throw a beautiful St. Pro shot on this yesterday, but she gets that one just a little too turned over. The trees kind of keep it in bounds for her. So are you looking to attack right here? You've got a driver in your hands.
Yeah, it's way windier than it had been. So I'm going my most overstable defender, actually, and just trusting it into that headwind.
Wow. That's parked. That's unbelievable. Have you ever been that close?
Never. And that's kind of was my reaction when I sat down on the bench and just kind of laughed.
That is amazing. I mean, just to even consider ripping your most overstable disc on a hole like this.
It was a ripping headwind. And, that was Henna's Titan, which is, my Felon or, Innova player's Firebird.
Yeah, so she's going overstable as well.
It still turned it over into the ground. So, that just speaks on what kind of wind we're talking about here on the Beast on Friday. Look at this. Look at these tree branches swinging over Kristin's head.
It's definitely, and you know what? It's swirly out here.
It is. You know, you'll feel different wind conditions on the tee pad than you will on the basket. So you could think you have a good read on the shot, and then halfway through its flight, it changes up. And so it's really difficult and keeps you on your toes.
That, I can't speak highly enough how difficult that shot is that she just threw. That is one of the hardest upshots in disc golf to throw from halfway up 17's green at the Beast right there. And she does it perfectly to get inside the bullseye.
Sloping down, if you put too much height, it's sailing OB. If you put too much angle, it's cut rolling
OB. You got the double layup, and if you don't get it far enough, you're just going to be laying up again. I saw a lot of the double layup. Wow. These girls don't stand a chance if you're getting birdies on 450-foot holes into direct headwinds. I mean, you're taking a substantial lead on this card. Catrina with the bag putt from outside the bullseye. She's just not very happy right now. Understandably so. She lost strokes and strokes and strokes.
We are at the 2016 Kona Pista Open. 2 holes to play. I'm 2 strokes behind KJ and Paul Macbeth. What I had to do was obvious. Eagle ace. Put a really good drive out there. Found myself 150 feet short. I was talking to my dad about it. I need to throw this in. Grabbed my most understable P2. Gave it plenty of air, plenty of power. And I just watched it glide, glide, glide. Hit the chains, heard that sound, and then it was like, I'm not going to be beaten today. Winning in front of my dad was honestly a dream come true, and I couldn't have done it without my P2.
All right, we are moving into the final hole of round 2, hole 18, par 4, 211 meters. A pretty tight landing zone right here to another 120, 130 meter uphill approach to an even tighter green. You've got OB deep at the scoring tent. You've got OB early left, OB long left.
It's really difficult, but first step is just landing this drive in bounds. If you don't land this in bounds, you are kind of hurting.
Yeah, so you're going wide hyzer with a Felon?
Yes, I am. I'm just trying to land one safe in that landing zone and then kind of deciding from there if I want to get aggressive or not.
So we saw Kristin go up the middle yesterday. It looks like she's going with that same shot.
Yeah, and it's so courageous to throw that still in these winds.
Yeah, it's a flippy disc into a direct headwind.
I couldn't believe the confidence in that shot, but also the execution.
So Henna also going wide hyzer. Needs that one to check up.
And it
looks
does.
Like it does.
She gets the green flag.
Just inside the
like
OB.
Her razory.
And the further left that you go, the further away your approach is. So really you want to hug that right side if you can. Looks like Kat's doing just that.
She kind of tickles those branches on the right side, but it still has enough height on it to glide inbounds. Kristin's going to be up first from this landing zone.
Oh, no. That's a worst case scenario shot right there. Just low.
It is. Henna up next. She is throwing her slotty. Really powerful wide hyzer.
Wow.
This is super impressive.
Huge shot to land it in bounds. I mean, you can see how tight it is right there. It's only
like a 400-foot hyzer uphill.
Yeah, to land it within
Amazing.
a 25-foot wide zone. Asking for that one to hyzer. Oh, and it does. It gets just in front of the little OB square up there by the board.
Catrina up next with her
D2.
driver?
She going
does.
for it?
She's going for it. She puts it wide. She knows it's overstable at the finish. It gets a couple skips,
that is
and she's
amazing.
inside the circle.
We got 2 shots inside the circle from the lead card women. This is amazing.
Kristin now looking to correct. She has her defender in her hand. She throws it wide, but kind of turns her wrist a little bit, so it's going to stay over to the right and land OB, but she did cross up there.
Okay,
she crossed by the corner.
Difference.
So she'll have this look to get up and down. And, the crowd's kind of growing now. We have people on the bleachers, but nothing like you guys will see tomorrow on Saturday.
Yeah,
it gets exciting going into this weekend, and scores are getting tight. It's, a lot more pressures surmounted on us, and the crowds get crazy. So going into the later 2 days, we have one more round before the cut, and the pressure is high.
We got a 4-round tournament.
Yep.
And that is 4 over par from Henna on the day, and that's not so bad. I mean, it was windy out there. That is not a bad round at all. She kept her head down. Catrina slams that one in there. She is not happy with her round. But really, you're the story of the day here. I mean, you're the only woman still under par at the Beast. 5 down total under par. You are 8 strokes ahead of second. You're now 15 strokes ahead of Catrina, who is still in third at 10 over par.
And now we have Evelina, who will join us in round 3 on the lead card coverage.
You're one of only 5 people in the tournament who have birdied hole 17. Walk me through that hole.
Well, the men haven't started yet today, so maybe that'll change. But yeah, I don't even care how many have done it. I just was so excited because I think I said yesterday, it's one of the toughest par 3s, like one of the best designed par 3s that I've ever played, and it's just very difficult with that side slope, OB on both sides. And I just, with the strong headwind, I had to club up to my most overstable biodefender and just trust that it was going to hyzer back. So I just kind of put a little turn on it, and it glided into the headwind, and then I knew it was going to hyzer back. So luckily, I just put the correct angle on it, and I couldn't have been more excited. I don't know strokes wise, but I expect to win every tournament I play. So, and that's not supposed to be like this cocky thing. We all do. That's why we're here. We're the fiercest competitors that this tournament has, and so, or that this sport has. I mean, these are the best women in the world, and every one of us thinks that we're going to win the tournament. So, I mean, it's not a super surprise, but I just feel so fortunate that I've had this visualization and am now halfway through making it happen.
All right, well said from the 4-time world champion. You've got an 8-stroke lead heading into round 3. Feeling pretty good about that?
I can't have any room to feel good quite yet. I have 4 of the best women that have ever touched a disc right behind me, and anything can happen at this point. So, we will see what happens in round 3. Make sure you guys join us. Thanks to the PDJ and to Spin TV.